Hello, my friends. Welcome back. More liveage stream. We're back on a train again, because I think that's just the cool shit that I've got going on right now in Spirit City. Back with the new music. It is a good vibe. And back with I don't know what I'm doing for Work in Progress Wednesday, which should come as a surprise to none of you. Exactly. Get this game up so I can show you all my cute decor. Ta-da! We're on a space train now. And the little seat headrests look like what, a little bear? I think it's a little bear. And we've got a moth. I forget what this thing's called. I've got all the new guys. It is Wispwing. He's a variant of the bee. They're all very good. Wispwing is my favorite. Dandelion. Courier. He's a little male pigeon. I might swap things around here. So I've got all of them now. I'm very excited. Very excited about all the little guys. Goodness. Actually, while we're here, on the news. Oh, that roadmap is like new. Was that posted like today? Hold on. Before I fix this. UI visibility, quick mute, time format. No, I want the frame rate when you're unfocused. We want to keep that. So that when I'm like, I've noticed it makes more sense to keep the frame rate high when the game's unfocused, because I'm usually working on some other shit on this computer. Huh. Ooh, there's the roadmap. I want to take a look at it. Autumn update? Halloween skins? Yo. Looks like we're getting a new spirit for winter. Around my birthday? Better be a good one. Oh yeah, okay. I was just curious. I have officially acquired. What the fuck are we playing tomorrow? Strange Antiquities? Antiquaries? Hold on. It's in my library. Strange Antiquities. The standalone sequel to Strange Horticulture, which is a game that I really enjoyed when I played it. I'm excited about it. We'll be playing that Thursday, tomorrow. And into the future. It doesn't seem like a long game from the description. It seems to be like 6 to 10 hours depending on how brisk your gameplay is. Whispering is also what my youngest nibbling's called whispering. Absolutely. Absolutely correct. Kids be like that. But yeah, there's that. There's Hades 2 full release next week. And there's some shit happening in October that I was just looking at. So many games, guys. So many games. So much vibes. I'm so... I don't know if we're in the brain space to be doing crazy shit. But you know what I am thinking about? I'm thinking about the October 2025 prompt list. I should still do that with Ezram. I keep thinking about not doing it with my Blorbos. But like, it's gotta be, right? Ezram is pretty much the only thing I write anymore, because they're so good. And I need to write more of them. I forgot how good some of these prompts were. Some of the, I'll be honest, and this is a personal preference sort of thing, but sometimes people come up with like Kinktober prompt lists or kinky prompt fill even, and I'm like, like like your hardest kink is spanking. Like how are you gonna make that go through like 31 days, my brother in Christ? You gotta get some variety here. Anyways, we might got that a little bit. Do I really have 57 files in this file? What the fuck? Where are they all? Oh, it's all magic and shit, huh? Oh, that's also what it is. All my creatures that we made on one of these WIP Wednesdays. I remember that. I keep wanting to like rebuild like my world and like do more world building and like start from scratch and whatever, but what I really think I need to do is like do some actual writing for the setting, because I've been doing a lot of like theoretical like big picture shit about like magic systems and like towns and governances and shit, but first of all, to like 80+% of an audience, none of that's going to matter. And second of all, it's especially not going to matter if you don't put it in a format that people can consume. That I can consume, because I want to read it. So honestly, I could do a good amount of world building in 31 days with just the shit that Ezra gets up to, I think. How do I do long form? Multi-scene project, many ordered notes called scenes that you can combine together in your manuscript. Index file. I'm still figuring out how Obsidian works. Don't worry about all this. Okay. There's the folder, and that's the index. Am I gonna have to look at how this shit works again? No, not that. Creature pane. Long form. Show word counts in status bar. New writing sessions each day. We don't need to set a goal on this one. enable fallback. Here I was hoping to find the documentation, and then they're like, here's a link to the documentation, and I'm gonna have to freaking go to a, oh, that's the wrong thing. I want the long form. Hold on, okay. Scene draft, getting started. Create project, title. So there should be scenes on the right. Oh, the long form pane on the, hold on. Is it this one? Outgoing links, backlinks. Auto scroll. Huh. Mayhaps I am going crazy. Is it because I have these extra windows? And here I was adding, I keep adding these extensions to Obsidian thinking they're gonna make my life easier. And then I just spend 20 minutes trying to figure out how they work to inevitably not make my life any easier. Oh, is it the one over here? It is, okay. Okay. You want to bring up the prompt list as a separate thing. New scene. We'll just start. Interesting. Y'all ever wonder how, like, neurotypical people get anything done? And this is gonna be very very bitter neurodivergent of me, but I really wish I was the type of person who could just be like, oh, I want to do a thing, and then, like, does a thing. I wish I could, like, do a task without breaking it down into 17 million steps, and then doing none of them. Because it's 17 million steps. Even though realistically it's 3 steps. Gosh. I'm just here for vibes, honestly. The fact that I made it to a Work in Progress Wednesday stream, we haven't had a Work in Progress Wednesday stream in weeks. So the fact that we're here, I feel is me like just being able to check that box off for today. Whether or not I get anything done in Work in Progress Wednesday today is irrelevant. We've accomplished a Work in Progress Wednesday. A WIP Wednesday. Hope everyone's having a wonderful Wednesday, by the way. It's been a pretty good Wednesday over here. It's a little toasty, honestly. It's been a little toasty out. But God, I was gonna say I think it's gonna get cooler, and it is gonna get cooler before it gets warmer again. I wish you'd just stay in the 60s. Please. But alas. Oh my God. Oh my God. Did you read this post? No. In the Void channel? Oh my God. There's a... I'm not gonna dox us about it. There was like a bakery nearby. And one of our friends in the group chat was like, have you guys been here? I've been curious because they posted some yummy looking vegan stuff, but I'm kind of glad I never got there. And apparently they got the Department of Labor called on them because they have child labor in their bakery. No. And it's a whole fucking Facebook post. And they're like, the Department of Labor came out today because someone reported that we have our children working. Isn't that what a, quote, family business is? They're in no danger. They love what they're doing. They're honestly learning a lot more in life than if they sat in a classroom. Oh, God. Big fucking yikes, dude. What are families supposed to do if they can't work together? Just don't. Brother. That's so rough. The absolute audacity to be like, yeah, our children work here, so what? We're getting away with using them for free labor. It's not hurting them any, except for all the ways it is hurting them plenty, probably. We just don't talk to our children. And they don't talk to us, because we probably suck. Wild. Goodness. Oh, Mikey squirming to Wormin? He's squirming Wormin? Oh my goodness. You making noises over there? Being silly? Mikey, do you want to come up here and write something with me? Not with this prompt list, obviously. You're just a baby. He's just a baby. I don't know. I gotta be in the right headspace to write in general, but to write that specifically, we gotta be in a good space for it. So what I'm saying is, you're probably not getting any juicy details on that today, unless I get in a good headspace in Check's Watch 2 hours or less. I've been really considering starting. I want to write more. I feel like I need to. Not that I need to. Like I want to write more, but I'm uncomfortable writing for a lot of my own stuff because I feel like it's not good enough to work with yet. So my brain's immediately like, well, what if you write fanfiction? And then I go, brain, I haven't written fanfiction in like probably literally a decade. What was the last thing I wrote fanfiction for? Like legitimately. That's exactly right, Mikey. I wonder if I still... Well, time to go through the files and find out, I guess. I still have a lot of my old shit. Oh, no, I know what it was. It was, Legend of Zelda Breath of the Wild / Tears of the Kingdom. That wasn't that long ago. That was, in fact, this year. We've done... a little bit of Stardew Valley, a little bit of Deltarune / Undertale. Nothing crazy. Sometimes it just strikes me, you know. But most of this shit is like old. God. I could do that someday. We can make it like a sub goal. I'll read out some of my old shit. We'll cringe through the terrible middle school writings. I don't know if that's it's either gotta be a, like, make it a sub goal because people want to hear all of the cringe shit that I wrote about in like middle school and high school, or I make it a sub goal so you guys can stop me from reading out all of the cringe shit that I wrote about in middle school and high school. Depending on what the consensus is. What is this? Hold on. Oh my god, is that from Toby Fox? I am also assuming that it's Toby Fox. I'm scrolling Tumblr for inspiration, as I always do. But nobody can confirm this is a Toby Fox quote. But it reads like a Toby Fox quote. The quote is... I'm gonna read the quote and I'm gonna read the comment that this Tumblr user left. The quote from Toby reportedly is... so I really owe a lot to Homestuck. It made me better at music, allowed me to make my game, connected me with many important friendships, and it taught me lessons on how to deal with fandom and the importance of valuing your fans. In my mind, it's basically a debt I might never be able to repay. And that's very sweet. But this person commented, quote, Homestuck taught me lessons on how to deal with fandom, unquote, is maybe one of the most colossal euphemisms I have ever read in my entire life. It's like pointing to Chernobyl and saying it gave you a very valuable lesson on the importance of workplace safety. And it's true, but hey. What a wild ride that comic was. I still need to reread it someday. Someday over the rainbow. Oh, Ellipsis is still updating shit. I hope they get on a good... I hope they get good footing at some point. I would love to actively use it if it was functional. Ellipsis, if you're not aware, is a website, question mark, that functions sort of similar to, the idea is for it to be sort of similar to like a Google Docs, in that you can create and share written content with people and have them like collaborate on it. But the team behind Ellipsis is very good, in air quotes. They've so far been very anti generative AI and very pro like queer shit. In fact, so pro queer shit that it has built-in integration to upload documents made in Ellipsis to Archive of Our Own. That's how fingers crossed close that they are, you know? But it's in very like early. It's not in as early access as it was when I initially started it. They've come a long way, but I think they still need like a little bit more, a little bit more. That's a render, bitch. Holy shit. Some artists fucking astound me. There's a person I follow who does a lot of very good furry art. I'm not gonna put them on blast here because they've been getting some hate for being a person of color on the internet, unfortunately. But they do great furry art, and I know they do this great furry art, like, drawing with their finger on a program on their phone or something like that. Like, very, you know, work with what you have kind of tools. And their shit's always so gorgeous. I just scrolled by and one of their characters, I don't know which character this is, he's like playing a guitar. And it's such a beautifully made guitar. And I had to scroll back up because they commented, no, this is not a PNG, that's a render. And that is a fucking... That's a gorgeously rendered guitar. How dare you? Oh, of course it was from... That quote that I read earlier was definitely from a Toby Fox newsletter, because it was just the 10th anniversary of Undertale, so he probably sent something out. Which, can I say, it's fucking crazy that it's the 10th anniversary of Undertale. I'm so old. Real life is giving you a headache. No, don't worry about it, babe. If you just gotta lurk, you just lurk, you know? We're vibing. It is all vibes today. What a terrible typo. Drama in the group chat. Jesus. People get so, and this is like related but unrelated. I simply like don't have the energy to get that mad at anything anymore. You know? When I was like a teenager and had nothing else going on and didn't watch the news, I could get mad at dumb shit. And not all of it's dumb shit that people are getting mad about anymore. But some of it I'm like, my guy, my dudes, people, there's like real suffering in the world, and you're gonna go to bat for this? There's like real people suffering, and you're gonna go to bat for like hating a fictional ship. You're gonna go to bat for like display of a relationship in a fictional setting that you don't agree with being quote unquote the right way to do it. There's real suffering in the world, and you're gonna go to bat for all the shit that like Nintendo's doing right now. Nintendo's up to some shit, but like I simply can't be the type of person to like, I can barely be the type of person to like care half the time. I certainly can't be the type of person to get like mad about it. I hate being mad about things. That's why on this channel you don't see me play like crazy hard video games. I'm not the type to do like Soulsborne shit, because I just don't enjoy being mad about things. That's also why, again, you're not gonna see me play Silksong on this channel, because I am sure it's a great game and I will play it in my spare time. You do not need to see me go through every single stage of grief in every single boss fight Anger is scary. That's why I try not to be. But it happens. It happens to all of us, you know? But I try to be less angry. I don't know. I feel like as a kid, I had a lot of anger for a lot of different things, a lot of different reasons. And I'm not mad about things now. There's things that I'm mad about that like stay at a low simmer on the back burner, you know what I mean? But I simply can't come on here 3 hours a day for 5 days a week and be like, God, did you guys fucking see that shit? Did you see the shit that Nintendo's pulling with the patent law? And like, I don't... You're gonna ruin video games for the rest of existence. Like, it's not. It's probably not. Should they be doing the shit that they're doing? Probably not, but like, my brother. They're so multi-billion-dollar big, your petition's not gonna stop them. Everyone was so mad about the Nintendo Switch 2 and so mad about Mario Kart World that they were like, oh, we're never buying a Nintendo product again. We're not gonna, you know, we're gonna boycott. We're gonna boycott. We're not gonna buy Nintendo shit. And guess what, guys? People are still buying Nintendo shit. The console's selling, the games are still selling, and they will still sell. Until they simply, like... You simply will not get a big enough group of people mad about it for them to, like, not continue to make money off of their multi-billion-dollar business. Because they make good stuff. And that's kind of the problem. I need to start coming with these work in progress Wednesdays with something to do, because we just end up devolving into like, let's talk about controversial subjects. Not that, I don't know. Nintendo's shit that they're doing with the Nintendo Switch 2 and with their business practices is not the most controversial thing I could discuss on stream right now. And we're gonna keep it that way. We're gonna stay in my lane. Disney Frozen / Human Ditto debate all over again? Yeah. Yeah, absolutely. It's a wild concept. We discussed this on, what was it? One of the Look Outside streams earlier this week. But the thought that, and I don't know if this is like confirmed to be a thing. Mostly because I don't think these businesses would ever confirm it to be a thing. But someone in my chat, Wolfgrave in my chat, was getting concerned, potentially, about the existence of, there's a new Pokemon game coming out. I think it's Pokopia, P-O-K-O-P-I-A. Wherein you play as a Ditto that has taken the shape of a human being, and that Ditto person interacts with other Pokemon on this like Animal Crossing style island, and it looks like from the brief trailer you can like you can farm crops and terraform and build like little campgrounds and stuff, and it looks very cute. But Wolfgrave did make a point of like there is a subsect of people who are into Pokemon in a way that Nintendo and the Pokemon Company do not want them to be into. And that subset of people are very interested in the concept of Ditto being able to shapeshift into pretty much whatever you want. Ditto being the, if you are unaware, in the Pokemon games, there is breeding between Pokemon to acquire Pokemon eggs. It's very commonly used, especially in modern day, as a way to get shiny Pokemon. It's just really easy to just acquire a bunch of eggs and hatch them, and then maybe you'll get a shiny. Because of Ditto's, Ditto in the games can be bred with any other Pokemon to produce that other type of Pokemon and not a Ditto. So it's very useful in terms of Pokemon breeding, because you really only have to catch the one Pokemon, as long as it's the opposite gender. I don't remember if Ditto have genders. I feel like they have to. It doesn't super matter. Game mechanic wise, Ditto can breed with whatever it wants to, so there's a lot of people who are like, what if my Ditto could turn into a hot anime girl and I could breed with her? And it's like, okay, sure, I guess. But to Wolfgrave's point, he was like, you know, now all the people who are like, why can't my Ditto just turn into a girl so that I can fuck her, are going to be quote-unquote correct. And here's the thing with that. They were always quote-unquote correct. First of all, in their own heads, and also based on, like, most of what the canon gives us. Second of all, people who want to fuck their own Ditto do not need the consent or the canonization of a human person Ditto by Nintendo or the Pokemon Company to continue to wanting to fuck their own Ditto. Like, this is not going to do anything to Rule 34 Ditto content, okay? But what I do think this game is going to do is going to have a similar effect to why a lot of people think that Disney put out the movie Frozen the way that they did. The thought is that Disney created the movie Frozen and titled it Frozen so that when you Google search Disney's Frozen in that specific language, you will get information about the movie and not information about the conspiracy theory concerning the fact that Disney may or may not have the head of their founder, Walt Disney, frozen in a jar under Disney World or wherever the fuck people think they keep it. So I think likewise, like in that similar situation, Nintendo may have had the forethought to put out a game like this so that when you Google search human Ditto now, you can get information about Pokopia and not the Rule 34 content. And I think it's a clever way of doing things. It's a clever way of doing things, of acknowledging potentially a problem in your audience and forming a workaround around it, you know? In terms of, because both of these brands want to be very family friendly and child safe. So it is a concern of theirs that there is this content online, whether it be about this dead guy's frozen head or about, you know, blatant pornography. So trying to do these cheeky little workarounds, I think is kind of honestly one of my favorite ways of them accomplishing like a more safe space, I think, instead of just being like, erase all of that conspiracy content, erase all of the pornography off of the internet, we don't want anyone seeing it ever again, because first of all, that's not going to work. That's not how the internet works. You simply cannot Thanos snap all of the pornography away. It will still happen. Second of all, the conspiracy theories and stuff should be allowed to happen, I think. They should have their own space. Disney's allowed to want to have a space away from the conspiracy theories, I think. And the conspiracy theories are allowed to want to exist. That's my hot take for the day. But I do think it's very funny. It's very funny, one of those things that like when you notice it, the first time you notice it, the more you'll notice it further down the line. I'm sure Frozen is not the only, like, instance of this happening, but it's the one that always sticks in my head. It's the one with the most notable, like, background story to it, I think. Anyways, wild. Let's move our guy, shall we? There's like a you should see the outdoors, the exterior. It's so cute. Look at that. We got more stars. What if we do like take photos up here? What about? Oh, he's got a book next to the teddy bear. Oh, they're so cute. Oh, they're so cute. Wait, they're almost as cute as you. Big stink. You want to come up? You just being. Mikey's favorite person is my girlfriend and not me. So oftentimes she'll just go bother her and not even look at me when I, you know, try to get her to interact with me. Which is especially annoying because my girlfriend is still working and does not have time to play with this ground. Mikey, where's your ball? You could do a squeaky. I can put all the squeaky emotes in the chat. The squeak motes, if you will. Aren't the beans cute? I love all of this. It's all so cute. Spirit City Lo-Fi Sessions on a train was not, like, necessarily something I would think to ask of this company, but I'm glad that we have it. I think it's good. Mikey, that basket of clothes once again is not for you to sleep on. Hey! Get down from there. She was climbing up on to, like, sniff at some stuff on the dresser from the basket. We're gonna have to move that. The naughty squirrel. The delinquent squirrel. Ooh, you got your ball. Why don't you bring it to me? Ma'am. Damn it. What? The mouth sounds. I can't stand, let me tell you, it's been rough. I have misophonia, which is manifests in a variety of different ways with a variety of different types of people, but it's tends to be you have a problem with certain types of sounds, usually like repetitive sounds. A lot of people have problems with mouth sounds, like open mouth chewing, and like when dogs lick themselves, like that sort of like wet grossness. And let me tell you, when we talk about not liking being angry, brother, when I get into like sensory overwhelm and there's like mouth sounds, I want to punch a hole in the wall. I want to remove my skin from my body. It's such a primal anger, and it flares up so quickly. I've gotten to the point where, because it's only getting worse. I've had it all since I was a child. My sibling will attest, because they unfortunately they pretty frequently chew with their mouth open, largely because they have a lot of allergies and like asthma issues, and they can't really like breathe through their nose. So like I get it. As an adult, I get it. As a child, I almost climbed across that fucking dinner table and could have strangled them. Which is like silly, because it's just, you know, it's not something I have any control over. It's not something they have any control over, really. Especially not as a kid. And it's not something I can make Mikey stop either, when she just has to go licking herself or licking her ball or her toys or anything. She likes to be very protective of her toys. She's a big proponent of no take, only throw. So she'll oftentimes like lay with it, sort of like her ball like sandwiched in between her front paws, and she just licks it for like 20 minutes. And I'm like, oh. So I've gotten to the point of just keeping my noise canceling headphones nearby, and I don't even necessarily have to turn them on all the time, but just like having them on mitigates enough of the sound to like bring my blood pressure down a little bit. It helps a lot. I cannot recommend more. If you are a person with sensory issues, highly recommend a good pair of noise canceling headphones. Because I'm a person with sensory issues pertaining to noise who also doesn't like having like things in my ears. So like good pair of like over the ear noise canceling headphones has really saved my life in a couple of different ways, honestly. Oh my goodness. You crazy? Oh, she's squeaking? Mama's squeaking. Go get it. Oh my goodness. Anyways, just another clip for things that Jackdaw says when undiagnosed that are going to become ironic and funny when having a diagnosis. Eventually. When eventually diagnosed. It feels very like telling your friends a story of your childhood and then your friends being like, hey, that is not a normal thing to happen during childhood. Are you okay? And you're like, well, I was until you said that it wasn't a normal thing to happen in childhood. Now I'm less okay. fans are going, dude. Not like crazy, but like consistently. I didn't think Spirit City was all that heavy, but it's probably not Spirit City. It's probably Spirit City and also Mix It Up Bot and also VetoTube and also OBS. That'll do it. The old funny relatable thing turns out to be trauma, or as I like to call it, the patented BFO icebreaker. Absolutely. Absolutely. I've been there. Done that. Me telling two truths and a lie? Oh no. I was never very good at two truths and a lie. Probably for other similarly undiagnosed reasons, but I also just like don't do anything interesting or have interesting things happen to me. Oh my god. The Beeps face. I think that's Beeps. That's very good. The second one. So much concern. Oh my god, I'm obsessed. Is that K? It is K. I'm going to preface this by saying I have not finished and have barely started Baldur's Gate 3, but I'm obsessed with all of the fan art of People's Dark Urges. They're always so good. Is there a name for the Star Wars meme with Padme laughing and asking an obvious question, and then the last panel is her frowning and saying, "Oh, yes, that one." I don't think so. Not that I know of. I'm sure there's like a know your meme. Know your meme. Padme and Anakin. For the better, right? Is what Know Your Meme is calling it. But once again, Know Your Meme is fucking not functioning on my phone. This is such a weird phenomenon. Mikey. Mikey, go relax. Go relax, little scrum. Oh, that's people listening to my funny stories. You're exaggerating for comedic effect, right? Oh no. Brother, you don't even know. You don't even know about my comedic effect. Speaking of Baldur's Gate 3 Dark Urges, there's a person. Mean Boss art, right? Hold on, I'll find it. I'll find it. Mean Boss art on Tumblr. I think they also have like a Blue Sky and a Patreon and stuff. Does a very good Dark Urge drow who's partnered with Asterion, and their art's very good. But they do a lot of not safe for work art, and they'll post like incredibly cropped like screenshots of it with a caption that implies that it's not safe for work. So this one, hold on. This one that I'm looking at they're both like very naked. Astarion's like done up in jewelry and stuff. And the speech bubble, he just says fuck, and the caption that Mean Boss art gave is, when your partner gives you that good back crack at the end of a long day, with a heart emoji. And it's like, yeah, that's exactly what's going on here. That's exactly what's going on here, right? Might be another Patreon you need to follow. Anyways, I love their shit. They do good. They had a thing running for a little while where cause there was that incident where, and I honestly don't even know how this ended. There was a very loud minority that was petitioning Itch.io to take down all of their like not safe for work content, essentially, because something the credit card companies didn't want people to like pay for not safe for work stuff through their credit card. It's like, there's a whole thing. It's credit card companies being prudes, essentially. So a lot of people were like calling the credit card companies to be like, hey, stop being a prude and stop like lobbying these platforms to like stop holding not safe for work content. And And Mean Boss Art specifically was doing a thing where if they had their Dark Urge Drow and were willing to put them in compromising positions, TM, based on how many confirmed calls that they got to like sent to the credit card companies. They were like, if you post like underneath this Blue Sky post, if you reply to this Blue Sky post with a like screenshot confirming that like you did this, we'll add it to the total, and the higher the total goes, the more nonsense, the more art that you get, essentially. The more nonsense happens. And I thought that was very fun. Very fun and funky. Why are you out here catching strays? It's because you're the only person who comes to every single stream. If you're here all the time, there's gonna be some strays to be caught. Also, it's almost like I know you. Yeah, but you don't gotta put my Thirst Patreons on blast. Thirst Patreons? I thought you only had one. No, I'm kidding. I espouse no shame upon following Thirst Patreons. As someone who hopes to be running a Thirst Patreon someday, there's no shame. And it certainly, first of all, there's no shame in paying not safe for work creators for their not safe for work content. And in fact, I think it's great to pay not safe for work content creators for their not safe for work content. I think it's a great idea. I think everyone should be able to do it, and that's why everyone was calling this credit card companies. Because the credit card companies don't think we should pay anybody for their not safe for work content. And I think that's silly. Excuse me. The fuck is this? Is that Muppets? What am I looking at here? I just came across a fucking... Oh my god, it is Muppets. I just came across a fucking link to a Kickstarter on my Tumblr page, and the Kickstarter link had like an image in the background, but the title was just "Coming Soon, Eat God," and I was like, hey, what the fuck? Eat God is it's a tabletop role-playing game, I think. Eat God is a game about being on the outside. It centers on the folk, beings who stand for every small, funny-looking creature in every game that insists small, funny-looking creatures are morally okay to kill. Every goblin and kobold and imp reimagined as members of the same impossibly varied, self-created people. Each player will take on a role of one of the folk, different from any other, and navigate the world from their knee-high perspective. Fascinating. Of course, you're not just any small, funny-looking creature. You have an ace up your sleeve. The rebellious arts, part existential philosophy, part martial art. A mastery of these esoteric disciplines elevates you to the rank of God Eater. Wow. It's a work in progress, but this sounds fucking amazing. There's a Kickstarter, but this is an itch.io page. There's an itch.io page for it that has just like the full playtest kit. We have that open? I'm definitely downloading that later. I'm reblogging it too. Get that visibility. I love seeing fucked up little like tabletop RPGs. They're so fun. I've bought a lot of them. Hello, Wolfgrave. What the fuck is up, Denny's? How's your day going? We're doing vibes. Because I've once again come into a work in progress Wednesday with nothing to work on. Moons over my hammy is absolutely what the fuck is up in a Denny's. What do they do? Do they do the Grand Slam there? I've been Grand Slammed at a Denny's before, if you know what I'm saying! No, I'm kidding. Unless? The no spray bottle? Honestly, very valid. Very valid. You can work on vibe refining as a worthwhile pursuit. Honestly, I could probably work on vibe refining. How must we refine our vibes? I've been choke slammed in a Denny's, does that count? Yeah, probably. I say it counts if you want it to count, Wolfgrave. Fully vibes. How dare you? I didn't even get to read that out before you fucking popped off. Have you had Bofa Denny's? Bofa Denny's nuts. Amazing.
Hey, got him!
Bofa Denny's nuts.
Ladies and gentlemen, we got him!
Honestly, it's impressive that Denny still has both of his nuts in his big age. Have you guys seen that Tumblr post of like the line of reasoning being that Dennis, like Dennis, is like etymologically short for like Dionysus, and being like yeah, absolutely Dionysus has reign over Denny's. It seems like his fucking here's a Tumblr post from a while ago. Do men shed nuts when we age? Is this a thing I need to worry about? I don't know, Wolfgrave. Is it a thing you need to worry about? Maybe it is. It's very much like how women shed during their period. I don't think so, babe. I don't know if that's comparable. My brain. But where will I store the pee? You'll grow them back. Probably. It's like how crabs molt. I mean, the snake shedding, babe. We lose that top layer skin. Ah, that's fair. That's fair. You guys know that other theory of like crabs and lobsters and stuff? Also, they also molt like a snake shedding. And the theory goes that some people estimate that crustaceans could potentially live forever, but their shell gets like too big and they get too heavy to like move and catch their own food and shit. Yeah, they're immortal, hence the lobster cult. Yeah. That's what I imagine, like, you will lose your balls and they'll grow back until, like, you can't grow them back anymore. Because your skin's too thick. We need to change the subject. Lobster cult, huh? What am I looking up? I don't even know if I can pronounce that. Oh, yeah. The Sea Mother? Oh, it's a Kuo-toa entity. Hell yeah. Kuo-toa are fucked up. Also, Smash. How do you pronounce this? Bilb Dual Pulp. The Sea Mother is an entity worshipped by the Kuo-toa. Bilb Dual Pulp. Yeah.
Blib.
Blib. Blib. Blib. Blib Dual Poop. Poop. Sure. Pulp with an umlaut. Absolutely. Kuta are wild. This is the kind of niche shit that I love about settings like Dungeons and Dragons that doesn't get Pulp Fiction. You're the worst. That I feel doesn't get like talked about enough. Of like in Dungeons and Dragons, it's always like beholders and tarrasques and mind flayers and whatever. This species, this race of humanoid, what are they, fucking fish people? The Kuatoa? If they believe in something hard enough, it gains sentience and becomes their god. That's so crazy powerful. I like, why do they not just like rule the world? I know I gotta play Baldur's Gate 3, babe. I know. You meet some Kuatoa and they're very good. Hell yeah. I'm glad they brought him back. They're going to Dark Sun again? I heard about that setting. I didn't know we were doing it again. Also, is that not one of the ones that was like problematic? Literally, I didn't scroll far enough. You Google it, there's like there's a couple of images and an overview, and then there's a Wikipedia page, and then right beneath it is a Reddit thread titled "Why is Dark Sun considered problematic?" ? Oh no, ab jail. Let's read about it. 'Cause I'm curious. Original Dungeons and Dragons campaign setting set in a fictional post-apocalyptic desert world of Athos. Featured an innovative meta-plot, influential artwork, dark themes, and a genre-bending take on traditional fantasy role-playing. It was for 2nd edition in 1991. Damn. Dark fantasy, planetary romance, and dying earth subgenre. Dark Sun's designers presented a savage, magic-ravaged desert world where resources are scarce and survival is a daily struggle. Cool. Dark Sun differs further in the game, in that the game has no deities, arcane magic is reviled for causing the planet's current ecological fragility, and psionics are extremely common. Are psionics not just magic? There's cannibal halflings. It's the grimdark Mad Max stuff. There's SA implications in the original? Oh, heaven forbid. But isn't like... It is always fascinating to me the way, like, fantasy and sci-fi settings separate what is considered magic, what is considered science, and what is considered, like, advanced science TM, like mutants and shit. Cause, like, psionics and, like, telepathy and telekinesis and shit is, like, 90% magic. Jedi are just magic. But they don't, like, some people, like, would consider it blasphemy for me to say, like we make a joke, the fandom jokes that Jedi are space wizards. But, like, for you to actually be like, yeah, dude, it's magic. It's magic all the way down. Your laser swords run on magic space crystals. It's magic all the way down. I love playing with that shit too. It's so fun. Wikipedia page. Psionics are a form of supernatural power similar to, but distinct from, arcane and divine magic. And manifested purely by mental discipline. Groupings of power, getting access to additional disciplines as they advance in level. Each power is tied to an ability score, generally constitution, intelligence, or wisdom. Magic and psionics. Prior to 3rd edition, magic and psionics are treated as distinct from one another. For example, the detect invisibility spell will penetrate both magical and psionic invisibility. What the fuck is psionic invisibility? While the detect magic spell will not detect psionic effects, as it's restricted to magical effects, and psionic effects are non-magical. This sounds like someone was mad that their wizard was too squishy and not strong enough. My magic system in my previous settings let you combine magic schools, but it was really dangerous. Oh yeah. That sounds chaotic as hell. I love that. Psionic invisibility is when you're not invisible, but you tell everyone's brain to ignore you. Is that legit? Because that sounds hilarious, but also potentially true. Yes. Good. These disciplines, by the way, are fucking bonkers. Your options include clairsentience, which is just clairvoyance. Okay, sure. Meta-creativity, which is the ability to create objects and living beings. Meta-psionics, which is powers that augment other psionic powers. Just exponentially, I guess. What the fuck? Yeah, I'm on the Wikipedia page for it. Psychokinesis, psychometabolism. Powers which change the physical properties of some creature, thing, or condition, including animal affinity and psionic revivify? What the fuck? Psychoportation, which moves the user or objects through space and or time, and just straight ass telepathy. It's just, first of all, not only is it just the schools of magic, not only is that straight up just the schools of magic, like, again, it's like somebody wanted their wizard to be like even more special. Cause it's just wizards all the way down. From the, like, it's not a magic thing. You have to have the mental discipline to, like, be able to do the psionic shit. It's just, you just made wizards again. You just made wizards again. But, like, more complicated. Which is especially crazy because, like, in this setting, they specify that magic is outlawed. It's repugnant. Because it's what destroyed the world, ostensibly. But this shit is okay? This shit is some Green Lantern bullshit. Like, what? It's because of Spelljammer. It's just Jedi. It's literally just Jedi. Literally. That's crazy. Honestly, good for them. Oh yeah, I clicked into that Reddit thread of why is the Dark Sun considered problematic. And that ain't nothing. Slavery, cannibalism, history of genocide, forced breeding to get mules, M-U-L-S. The fact that mule is very similar to mule, like the donkey, which is what a lot of mixed race people are called as it is. Elves evoking stereotypes of the Roma, while the halflings are the quote-unquote jungle primitive stereotype, halflings and Thri-kreen being cannibals. Meanwhile, city-states were just based on real-world Earth culture, which would be okay, except that given that Sorcerer Kings are all evil, you'll end up with all of those cultures are evil versions of those cultures. Wild. What really rustles my jimmies is that people don't like Dark Sun because it's gory, but they love Dragonlance. Yeah, that's wild. Thri-kreen, it is, yeah, you know. I feel like the bug people can eat people. Nobody makes a stench about, like, the lizard folk in 5e being obligate carnivores. They tried to do there are no good guys in Dark Sun, but they unfortunately succeeded. Lizard folk are dope. I think, you know, you probably shouldn't eat people. But I think in fantasy settings, it's interesting to explore, like, character decisions like that. Like, the bug people probably would eat each other and or other people. Cannibalism, babe. We were talking about Dark Sun, and one of the things that makes Dark Sun, like, you probably shouldn't eat people. One of the things that makes Dark Sun, like, problematic, quote unquote, is the cannibalism. And I'm like, there's cannibalism in modern 5e. Lizard folk eat people. There are half Kender and Dragonlance, and Kender are in canon effectively children until they die. That's kind of gross. I'm Googling it on the Dragonlance Nexus or whatever. It's literally, yeah, they look and act like a child, but they're actually 40-year-old woman. I hate that shit. I hate that shit. They do that shit so much in, like, anime. I can't stand it. Several traits of their Kender parentage, but does not dominate how they act. Can often pass for adolescent humans. Hate that. Well, that didn't give me anything crazy. Are you good, babe?
You hurt me. What?
Yeah?
Sorry.
It's okay. I'm just making sure you're okay. Fair. Wild. I hate the, like, small race that's just interpreted as a child. I hate it more when, like, it's a small race that is, like, can easily be, like, adult and do adult things, but every other, like, big race looks at them like a child. And I'm like, why? Yeah, like, gnomes and halflings are just people. And, like, even, like, goblins and kobolds and shit are, like, you can make, like, a guy. But I've been thinking a lot about, because I've been playing a lot of Final Fantasy XIV recently, and Final Fantasy XIV, and Final Fantasy in general, has a similar problem with their race, Lalafell, which is they treat as just a little guy. And in fact, in canon, there's several instances of Lalafell being, like, skirt chasers and, like, having jobs and having families and shit. They have to come from somewhere, obviously. But the entire fandom and everybody else, in fact, in the world, there's several instances of people just, like, thinking that they're children forever. And it's like, why? Your halflings give birth to litters? That's kind of fun. Have a reason that they're more family farming oriented. That makes a lot of sense. I like that. Like, Childrick's got a wife and kids. That's a full ass man. But like, because he's a little short, you think he's like I don't know. That sort of thing sat wrong with me in pretty much every iteration I've ever encountered it in. I think that the small folk can just be people. I think we don't have to be weird about it. My players didn't let me give them ovipositors and give birth like seahorses. Your players are cowards. Do it anyway. Yeah, they're just more compact. They're just short. And what's fucked up to me is, like, people don't view dwarves that way. But dwarves canonically are also, like, little guys. But you don't view a dwarf that way because they're not intentionally infanticized. And it's also, like I was just about to say, it's also the facial hair. Some people headcanon, and I support this headcanon, so I'm not shitting on it, but some people headcanon that all dwarves, male and female, will get the beard, and they take good care of the beard. And it's like part of their culture. Is it because of the beard? Like, if you took away a dwarf beard and they were just, like, stocky little dudes, would you still, like, I don't know. Dwarven women are rarely seen. You're a coward, maybe. I see dwarven women all the time, Wolfgrave. I don't know what you're talking about. But yeah, I don't know. It's silly to me. Sometimes the way that people do things. I don't hate the headcanon that dwarves aren't born, they're carved from stone. That's kind of fun. Dwarves aren't born, they're made. I like that idea in general of, like, a almost, I don't want to say almost like a Cabbage Patch Kids way of doing it, but like an unconventional like mitosis. Now listen up, kids. When it comes that time, you'll just eat a whole bunch of food and you'll get really big, and then you split off into a second carbon copy of yourself. That's why you don't see their children as youngins. The Creator God makes them with the ability to forge others of their own kind. That's I like that. I like that idea. Elves are trees, I was just gonna say, yeah. Born from seed pods. You either gotta make them trees or like pull them from the river, I think. Depends on the elf. Most people would agree elves are trees. Oh my god, have you seen those? Oh, what fucking tree is it? Is it the sandbox tree? Sandbox tree. Oh, I think it is. So there's a tree that exists. I think it's the sandbox tree, but don't quote me on that. It's got these the sandpaper tree, yeah. It's got these seed pods that the whole tree is very dangerous. It's got like poisonous sap, and it's got these huge thorns on its trunk, but the seed pods are also really dangerous. They fall from the tree and explode with such crazy force to like fling the seeds in a bunch of different directions away from the mother tree, you know, so they don't compete for resources. But I'm just imagining like a pod with like a half a dozen like baby elves falling from a tree, and they get flung into the air. They come out like with bow in hand, already ready to like fucking snipe someone. Reportedly, the capsules, the seed pods explode with a loud bang and scatter seeds at speeds of up to 150 miles per hour at distances of over 60 feet. A naked feral elf child ready to consume drops in at an adventurer campsite. Can you imagine? That would be such like cryptid material. I love that shit, actually. I love that whole concept. It tries to eat the dwarf and then immediately hates it because you can't eat rocks. Correct. Chips a fucking tooth. Chips a baby tooth on the dwarf. And that's why the elves and dwarves hate each other. Exactly. Because the dwarves are hard-headed and not in that way. In the other way. That's amazing. What else could we do like this? Because the elves won't stop trying to fucking eat them. I'm imagining like halflings. I like the halfling litter idea, but in this same vein, I'm imagining you could find a baby halfling in like an ear of corn. You gotta like shuck them, and they got little wispy strands of hair. The corn silk. You're welcome. And there's like 12 to a stalk. Because they're just everywhere. Telling someone to go shuck yourself means to lift yourself up by your bootstraps. Hell yes. I love that. What would we do with gnomes that isn't like falling from a tree? Because I was also imagining like an acorn or a pine cone situation. But the elves already got that. What do you do with gnomes? Dreamborn? Maybe. Or you could potentially do it similar to like dwarves, but they're like wind up automaton creatures instead of just made of stone. Because that's another thing that gnomes are really like known for, is their like complex clockwork mechanisms. Yeah, they're like a warforged, a created race. Yeah. That's kind of what I was thinking. I'm imagining having this setting of like all of these races that have all these very unique ways of being born, of being created, this very intricate creation myth, and then there's just humans that do it the old-fashioned way. And the humans are like, what do you mean, like haha, you were carved from stone, sure, but like seriously though, what do you mean you don't know how this works? It's like, no dude, we carve each other from stone, what are you talking about? No, you can't see the carving fields, you pervert. What the fuck? Exactly. Oh, what if you had, I had a thought about tieflings of like, being born from the ash in like a hearth. Just little fireballs. Like after you like cook a nice meal, or you warm yourself for the winter. Dusty little babies, yeah. Genasi, yeah. Well, Genasi have a very easy like connection with these sort of things. Born from ashes and frozen rivers and stuff, yeah. They're the easy way out. Sometimes it's just a lake, baby. Oh my god, can you imagine like some knight going in with like search of like an Excalibur style like sword in a lake and just retrieves a child. And it's like, well, I guess this is mine now. The baby's name is Excalibur, or Callie for short. Also trains to become a knight. Fisherman with so many children pulling up another one in a net, like... I got another mouth to feed. Oh my god. That'd be so good. That also feels very like a very Studio Ghibli way of dealing with how things happen in a fantasy world. I really like that, actually. Check to see if anyone's looking and then just yeets it back to turn into an elemental later in life. Oh my god. That would be so funny. That elemental later on a chaise lounge with a therapist being like, so when do you think this all started? Well, I was fished out of a river when I was a baby, but they threw me back. They didn't want me. Nobody wants me.
Stop, I'm gonna cry.
Oh my god. A monster just chucked me one time. Truly. That's so fun. That's so fun and funky. I like the idea of magic being directly connected to the favor of gods, big and small. I like that idea too. I like an idea of magic coming from somewhere, but not necessarily in a way where you have to do a whole lot of explaining, you know? Because a lot of settings want to have, I feel, a few too many rules for magic, and I'm more of a, it just kind of happens kind of guy. And I feel like if you're running a setting where you've got a good sized pantheon that correlates to your magic system, you can't just kind of be like, yeah, it happened because what's his face sponsored it. Zeus wanted a little rainfall. Like, what am I supposed to say to him? Tell him no? You can only access magic through a god allowing you, and heroes are just demigods. I believe that. That is fun. That's a fun way of doing it if you want to limit the amount of people that use magic in your system. Certainly. I guess it's not officially a limiter. That's not a static cap, but I feel like it's limited at some point. I was working on a setting where there were only like 40 gods wearing different masks in different cultures so they can only be in one place at a time. I like that idea. I was just thinking about a thing for my setting in terms of like what different types of magic mean to different people, and I think I've decided on all the magic's like color coded, and all of the colors technically function the same way, but they are interpreted in different cultures differently. In terms of like their usefulness or whether they're morally good or morally bad or whatever. Enchantment is always the evil one. I'm so glad we as a society have started shitting on necromancers a little bit less and shitting on enchantment wizards a whole lot more. Cause boy is it fucked up. Boy is it fucked up to be just fucking with people's feelings. Necromancy is like 80% not the problem. Most of the time, not the problem. It's just like, what the fuck did you just put in my chat? Is that a thing I should be Googling? I don't even know how to pronounce it.
Oh, I see. I see. You've combined words. That's okay. I understand. I am quickly devolving into being sleepy. I'm already, like, by the time we hit the last third of the live stream, I'm already usually... brain's not all there. But since we've just been fucking around today, I'm even more... out of my mind. Consentant. What do I use for world maps? I honestly usually do not. I'm as a writer primarily, I'm mostly just a person who like describes places and worries about their exact positioning less. I did work for a little while with Incarnate, with a K, but I'm not a huge fan of their software for the most part, and I'm less of a fan of hiding a lot of key features behind premium version. Can you put a link? It's a map generator. Sure, you could try. I'm honestly not 100% certain if you're allowed to put links in my chat. Ooh, it doesn't look like it worked. That might be auto-modded. I'm gonna see if I can fix it. No, you're good, you're good. It's just, you know, precautions and all that. Asgar's fantasy map generator. Oh, I think I've heard of that one. AZGAAR. Yup, I've definitely worked with this one before. This one was one of my favorites, actually, back in the day. I just, I don't know. I'm not usually a person who worries about maps. Those are good numbers. Yes, as that site has a good number of generators. I remember using it a lot in the past. Oh, by the way, that's a cool photo. Look at that. Couple of cuties. You have a timer going on that, Darla? Okay. No, it's okay. I was just making sure. We're having pizza for dinner. Just like our frozen pizza, but I'm excited about it. Conversation really makes me want to like reverse engineer like come up with a creation myth or like a way of creation for a sentient sapient race and then kind of structure them around it. I think that would be really fun. Ripping Chain, thank you for the follow. We appreciate it. I want to do another setting now that I'm less burned out. Do it. Do it. I love world building and making settings and stuff. It's a good time. You always leave it up to mystery. Valid. Valid and fair. You also like animism as opposed to established gods. I don't know if that's just my preference against authority. Honestly, very fair. I would love some, darling, if you could bring me some on a plate. Thank you. I'm also a big fan of, in terms of like establishing a pantheon of like my pantheon's usually like some gods as just like masters of primordial forces essentially, and then some of them are like people who have risen to the rank of godhood essentially. Just like, who just become so powerful that they don't even need to exist on a plane anymore. I like having a mix. Yeah. Because I feel like it's more... Your pantheon becomes more malleable and more relatable if it's not just literally or figuratively a bunch of guys on a distant mountaintop just fucking around with your setting, you know? Have you seen the Pathfinder setting in depth? I have not. I haven't really had any experience with Pathfinder. I know a lot of people enjoy it. It's pretty divisive at the moment. Usually it's like whether you're a Pathfinder person or like a D&D person. But I think we should just get along.
Idolism
is a Pathfinder thing. One of my favorite classes that I've used in 5th edition was ported over from Pathfinder as like a homebrew. There's a rock that if you touch it, you either die immediately or become a god. Honestly, I'll take those odds. I'll take those odds. I'll touch that rock. Ooh, this pizza is hot. Hotza. One guy did the dungeon drunk, touched it on a bet, and became the god of partying. That's excellent. That's exactly the kind of shit that I love. In both like a setting and also like a tabletop RPG party. You know? Can you imagine? Goodness. Nope, that's not what I wanted. Yeah?
I don't have any blue cheese.
Oh, no blue cheese?
Blue cheese!
Rip.
Eating it like a heathen!
The elves are aliens, gnomes can literally die from boredom, and you can learn actual Russian from Rasputin himself. The setting is wild. That setting sounds wild. Hilarious to have a full, like, high fantasy setting and then also just include Rasputin. And Russia. That's one of those things I love shit like this that does not get considered by the creative team, or potentially does get considered by the creative team, but who, like, nobody in the audience is going to consider it but me. And for example, I'm going to tell you a tale of Christmas a couple of years ago. It was around the time when the Grinch movie, the 3D animated Grinch movie with Benedict Cumberbatch as the Grinch came out. And I was texting my girlfriend at the time. At the time we were long distance. And I was texting her as we were watching this movie. Because in the intro to this movie, as they're talking about how, you know, the Grinch is like a curmudgeon and he doesn't like Christmas, but he's walking around Whoville despite the fact that they're all Christmasing out. And the music that the Whovilles are singing in the background was distinctly, like, not just your traditional Christmas carols, not your, like, jingle bells and shit. It was distinctly, like, Christian religious Christmas music. I don't remember specifically which song. You probably don't remember either.
I didn't watch it.
You didn't watch it, but I was texting you about it.
Right. Silent Night, maybe?
Was it maybe Silent Night?
I don't remember.
Regardless, it had a distinctly Christian lean to it. Which makes me go, hey, because it's not just in the background, the Who's are singing it in Whoville. And I'm like, you know what this means, right? This means there was a Who Jesus who died on the Who cross for your Who sins. Yes. That's literally what I texted my girlfriend.
Yes.
And that's what I was telling my parents, and my parents were looking at me like I had 3 heads, which is fair and valid. But shit like that, like, who sins? I sins. Exactly. Shit like that is crazy. And they do it all the time with, like, the Cars movies. There's a bit in one of the Cars. First of all, there was a Pope Mobile bit, which means that not only is there Catholicism, Christianity, there was the Crusades. They also did, like, a bit where the Cars had to go through, like, metal detectors to get on a plane, which means there was Cars 9/11. And I know none of them were thinking about it. But I think about it. I'm the one who lays awake at night. Not only that, you got some cursed cars lore for me, Wolfgrave? The Planes movie uses a Rob Zombie song in the first trailer. That's crazy. More human than human? Jesus. I wonder if that means Cars My Chemical Romance and therefore Cars Twilight exists. God, I hope so. Cars My Chemical Romance, Cars Twilight, Cars 50 Shades of Grey. I do remember Zootopia, Wolfgrave. I unfortunately have many memories of Zootopia. This is the paint of a killer, Bella. Shut the fuck up. Oh my god. In the scene in Zootopia when they were buying the popsicle, the elephant was scooping ice cream without a trunk glove. Where did they get the milk? Everyone in Zootopia is a freak. My brother. Like, they absolutely milked it from another citizen of Zootopia. How old are you? 17,000 miles. How long have you been 17,000 miles? That's not how this works, Bella. Bella, that's not how measures of distance work. god. Cars Twilight. This is the kind of fanfiction I need to be writing. A rewrite of Twilight, but they're all cars. Cars, Lyle! Shut the fuck up. Was it from people? Are there jobs where you get milked? If so, does a whale get more cash than a mouse? Well, like, realistically, it's from other cows who are in the area. Because whale milk and mouse milk would taste different. It's probably cow milk. They'd just be more sought after. Mouse milk would be, yeah, much more expensive. Whale milk does probably taste like fish. I'd believe that. Quantities. Shut the fuck up. Would you just buy it by weight? It's a good question. Do they get paid on, like, I don't want to say like commission. Do they get paid by amount? Do they get paid by the hour? You get paid based on your flow? And to that effect, where are we putting all these cows? Because from what I understand, dairy cows don't just produce milk forever, right? You've got to have like a baby cow to be dairy cowing. Do they? I thought you still required frequent babies. But I guess I don't think I know that much about increases production. I guess that would make sense. Once they start lactating, as long as you keep milking, they keep squirting. Humans are the same. I do know that to be true. But that's kind of wild. Look, babe, I wasn't gonna say anything. Breastfeed, more like it. Truly. Oh my god, we were talking about this earlier. That's okay, Wolfgrave, I'm tired too. My girlfriend was telling me earlier that reportedly, rules against women being topless in public stem from in the past, reportedly, because women and women have bigger nipples and bigger areolas than men do, and reportedly, if you are topless, a woman topless around like cows and horses, they freak out because they think on your chest is like a fake face with really big eyes. And
I don't think they think it's a fake face. I think they go,
they think it's a real face?
He moved his hair out of the way. Wow, his eyes are, why are they moving like that?
Regardless, they think it's a face. So they couldn't have women walking around on like farmland topless because it would startle like the horses and the cows. So that's reportedly where rules and laws against stuff like that come from.
Can't do it in the city either because then your horses are gonna, the horses that you're using to like transfer versus city
Oh, true, yeah.
are gonna start galloping away down the wrong street.
That would actually be horrifying if my dog just had like a face on her back. Absolutely it would. Absolutely it would. What was the McElroy bit? Hand dog or face cat?
Yeah.
It's a bad bit. But it's like, would you rather have a dog with human hands for feet or a cat with a human face for a face? I mean, it's a great bit. Wolfgrave, would you rather have a dog with human hands for paws or a cat with a human face for a face? I do think the answer is probably hand dog. Honestly, hand dog, if only if only to make the fucking claw trimming easier. No. That's scary. I don't know. Face cat is just cats 2019. Honestly, yeah. But yeah. It's even worse than cats 2019. Does face cat talk or still meow? I think that was part of the bit. Like, I would assume it's still just meows. Because we specify, the question specifies human face, does not specify human, like, vocal cords. I don't know if it would be easier to trim claws. The fingers would be more bendy when they don't want to do it. True, but like... there's less of a quick to worry about. Because it's just like nail and then like to finger, you know? Are the dog's arms regular dog arms or do they have people arms? I think it's regular dog arms, human hands. Your dog being able to grab things would be bad. True. But how many things would they grab realistically? My dog already keeps plenty of shit away from me with just her mouth. Justin talks about how his cat looks at him from the litter box and makes eye contact when he takes a dump. If he had to look at a human face, he would die. Yeah. Every piece of cheese ever. No cheese would ever be safe. You're correct. You're correct. She would reach up. My dog, if my dog had human hands, she would reach up and grab the bag of shredded cheese out of my hands.
You're trying to eat, and all of a sudden, you just feel like a hand wrap around your ankle under the table. And you look down, but instead of like the girl from The Ring, it's just your dog, like...
Surely. Yes. Yes, the back legs are hands too, Wolfgrave.
Imagine the sound as it's running across the floor towards you. Ready? He was concerned. Mikey, what happened? What?
Oh my goodness.
Hi.
I think it is theoretically just your dog / cat. Not every dog / cat. I think it's just yours. If you had to own one of these two animals, which would you prefer? Which would be the lesser of two evils? It does just sound like a very big duck. I'm assuming the hands would scale based on how big the dog was. Cause if you got like a little, you know, I've got a Boston Terrier, she'd have tiny little baby ravioli fists. She ain't grabbing shit off of me.
You're generally a dog person, but you'd have to go with the cat, even though you're allergic. Your allergies, I think, are going to be the least of your worries, Wolfgrave. Though if it's a human head, it would have human hair on the human head that you ostensibly wouldn't be allergic to. Human face, true. You're right. It is still just cat hair. I was trying to help. Human face, cat vocal cords, I think is what we agreed upon, yes. One of the brothers makes the point that the only thing that keeps dogs from ruling the world is the fact that they can't use gun. I'm sure you could teach a dog to use gun, but I don't think they could figure it out if you just gave them opposable thumbs. It'd be vaguely reminiscent of the forest spirit from Princess Mononoke. Yeah. That was a very human face. You did say that when we watched it. It is just fucking face cat, dude. Mononoke, great movie, by the way. I know we all know this, and I know I'm late to the train. You have a memory of an animated movie where a dog used a gun and it was bad? Oh lord. In like a cringe bad or like a sad bad? Animated movie where dog used gun? Oh no. I'm scared to ask. Two dogs escaped an animal testing facility and their lives got way worse. I feel like I've heard about that one. I don't remember what it's called though. Mikey, do you remember what it's called? Mikey.
Plague dogs?
The plague dogs? That already sounds fucked up.
By the same guy who wrote Watership Down. So.
It's by the same guy who wrote Watership Down? That tells me all I need to know, yeah. The one person who tries to help them is a sheriff who puts down their shotgun to try to pick up the terrier. The terrier jumps up, its paw lands on the trigger, and shoots his head off. Holy shit. Holy shit. First of all, that is bad. Like, gun control on the sheriff's part. Because you should have had the safety on when you put that gun down, regardless of if the dogs have hands or not. You used to have a feels bad movie club? That sounds so rough, Wolfgrave. That's honestly, it sounds like some shit I would do. Yes, Mikey. You have concerns? Comments? Would you shoot the sheriff? Would you shoot the deputy? Your comedic timing is so funny. Yeah? Oh my goodness. You're squeaking? Are you squeaking? Ma'am. You're ruining the vibes. The vibes, Mikey. The vibes. We've only got like 20 more minutes left of vibe. I need you to relax. It's like having an awful food and giving it to your partner and saying, wow, this is awful, you have to try it. Yeah, that tracks.
I've done that. But to be fair, my girlfriend has also done that to me. That's how I felt when you bought those fucking pickle slushies from Sonic. It's so bad.
I just read the synopsis for Fake Dog.
Yeah.
Why would you ever watch it? No. No.
Yeah.
No. I want to cry.
You're allowed.
So sad.
Oh yeah. I'm sure. Guy who wrote Watership Down isn't really in it for the feel good family time, you know? Wolfgrave will let you cry. Wolfgrave's allowing it.
It's really sad.
Goodness. If it's gonna make you cry, stop reading.
But my brain.
Babe.
Mikey, go get her. Tell her to stop.
Oh my gosh. You're so squeaky.
Oh no.
Do you remember that candy dots thing that came out on receipt paper and tasted like dusty ass? Yes, I hate those. They're awful. I think they're literally just called, like, are they just called dots? I saw it at Five Below and I got it for my wife because I was like, oh, I remember these. They were terrible. Fair and valid. Here, try one. It's especially hilarious when you're like, here, try one. I remember these from when I was a kid. Here, try one. And then they try one and they're like, this tastes fucking awful. Why are you, like, why? And then you're like, I know, right? They're so bad. That's exactly what happened? Good. She did not remember them. RIP. Mikey. Do you remember the dots candy? Where'd your ball go? Be crazy. Big squeaking. Oh my goodness. Well, I think that's gonna be about it for me, my friends. I gotta finish eating this pizza and making sure my girlfriend doesn't have an episode about this movie. Thank you. I'm glad you like Mikey in the background. She's providing excellent entertainment in the lulls. Thank you guys so much for hanging out with me today. Make sure you come back tomorrow. We're going to be playing Strange Antiquities, the sequel to Strange Horticulture, which is an indie game that I really enjoy. It's kind of cozy, less horror and more like spooky vibes. It's going to be a great time. I'm really excited for it. And then Friday, also at 5 p.m. Eastern, we're going to be playing some Final Fantasy XIV, which is also just mostly vibes. But yeah, I hope you guys have a wonderful evening, and I'll see you all next time.